Welcome to another episode of the Nagging Debate podcast talk show, where we discuss all the fun and crazy topics that you love, brought to you by WeRate.Stream. Today, we're diving deep into something really fundamental: how the way we parent connects directly to how our kids develop skills.
Yeah, it's a huge topic. We're looking at some interesting economic research, specifically a paper by August Bruno on child development models.
Right, and we're also mixing that with practical stuff from parenting and financial blogs, especially around the whole allowance debate.
Exactly. The goal is to pull out some surprising facts, maybe some key takeaways to help you think about these big choices for your child's growth, both the thinking skills, the cognitive stuff.
Like problem solving?
Yeah, and the non-cognitive things, perseverance, grit, getting along with others, all that important stuff.
Okay, so let's kick off with the research side. This paper models three main parenting styles, building on some pretty classic work.
That's right. First up is the authoritarian style. Think high demands, strict obedience, control. Punishment can be quite harsh. Okay, very strict.
Then there's the authoritative style. This one's kind of the middle ground. They still set rules and have expectations.
Oh,
But they explain the rules, they encourage kids to talk, they listen, and they generally avoid that harsh punishment approach. Much more warmth involved.
got it. And the third one.
Permissive, basically minimal parental interference. Kids are largely left to figure things out and make their own choices.
Okay, three distinct approaches. So what does the economic model actually find? What's the impact?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The core finding, pretty consistently, is that the authoritative style, it comes out on top. It's generally the best for boosting both cognitive and non-cognitive skills.
Okay, that makes intuitive sense, maybe.
What about the others?
The permissive style generally ranks as the worst for skill development in this follow.
Worst. Wow.
Yeah. And the authoritarian style is a mixed bag. It can be effective at getting kids to study more, increasing study time.
Right, through sheer force, perhaps.
Potentially. But the model suggests it can actually have a direct negative effect on skill development itself.
Negative. Why?
It seems to come down to that lack of warmth, that lack of open communication we talked about. It might get compliance, but not necessarily real skill growth.
So the how really matters, not just the what. But hang on, you mentioned something intriguing about study time earlier.
Ah, yes. This is a fascinating little detail from the data. Empirically, when they just looked at the numbers, children with permissive parents actually studied the most on average.
Wait, permissive, the ones who ranked worst for skill development. That sounds completely backward.
It does, doesn't it? The paper offers an interpretation. It might be that these kids were already studying enough. Maybe they're naturally inclined to.
Ah, so the parents didn't need to step in forcefully.
Exactly. The lack of intervention might be because intervention wasn't seen as necessary by the parents. Whereas authoritarian parents might be adopting that strict style precisely because their kids, well, perhaps wouldn't hit the books otherwise.
Okay, that reframes it completely. It really drives home that the quality of the interaction, the explanation, the warmth of the authoritative style seems crucial for actually building skills beyond just, making kids sit down and study.
Precisely. It's not just about time spent, but the environment created.
Right. So let's pivot from these broader styles to a really specific everyday decision, the allowance. How does this connect?
It connects directly, I think.
Yeah.
Especially when we talk about tying allowance to chores. This is a classic debate.
Definitely. So what are the arguments?
Well, the sources we looked at, like Money Fit, Creme de la Creme, the Family Lab, they lay out the pros pretty clearly. Tying allowance to chores teaches vital skills.
Right? Like what? Financial literacy?
Yep. Managing money, understanding that work equals pay, taking responsibility, even teamwork if chores are shared. And kids get to make money mistakes when the stakes are low. That's a big plus.
Okay, sounds practical, but there must be downsides or it wouldn't be a debate.
Oh, absolutely. The cons are significant too. A major concern is that it can undermine a child's intrinsic motivation. Meaning wanting to help out just because you're part of the family. Tying chores to cash can turn family contribution into, well, a business deal. I only do it if I get paid.
I can see that. It shifts the reason why they're doing it.
Exactly. Plus, some argue rewards don't really lead to better quality work long-term, just sort of temporary compliance.
Yeah.
And for younger kids especially, is it teaching financial literacy or just teaching them how to, buy more stuff? Consumerism versus understanding.
So it's really tricky. Is there any consensus then? A right way?
Not really a single right way, no. But a common thread that emerges from many experts is suggesting maybe separating the two things.
Separating chores and allowance.
Yeah. Treat chores as just part of being in the family everyone contributes. The reward is intrinsic, like praise or feeling helpful. Then give an allowance separately, specifically to teach money management, budgeting for their wants, that sort of thing.
So chores are about responsibility. Allowance is about financial education.
That's the idea many lean towards. It tries to get the benefits of both without, hopefully, the downsides of turning family life into transactions.
Okay, so let's tie this all back together. We have the research strongly favoring the authoritative style, the warmth, the communication, the explained limits.
Right.
And then we have this allowance debate, where the nuance seems to be about fostering that internal drive, that intrinsic motivation, rather than just using external rewards like cash for everything.
Exactly. It aligns perfectly, doesn't it?
Right.
The authoritative approach is about building understanding and internal regulation, not just obedience. The thoughtful approach to allowance mirrors that, focusing on teaching an intrinsic value over simple payment for tasks. It's all about nurturing capable, motivated individuals.
It really makes you think. So here's something for you, our listener, to ponder. How can you take these ideas about authoritative parenting that focus on explaining why, showing warmth, setting clear but reasoned limits, and apply them to specific money decisions like allowance? How do you use those moments not just to teach a skill, like budgeting, but also to nurture that deeper sense of responsibility and well-being in your child?
Something to definitely mull over.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed another one of our episodes. Go ahead and leave a comment below to tell us what you think.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for early hidden episodes.
And of course, leave a comment to tell us what you think. See you next time.